Well, welcome back to Comstock's channel, accelerating the commercialization of decarbonization, talking about some strategic commitments, the company's acquisitions, and so much more. Of course, to discuss, we have Corrado, the CEO, joining us as always. Welcome back, sir.
Hey Kyle, thanks for having me. Appreciate being here.
Yeah, I love having you back on here, especially with so much going on within the company. You recently settled some strategic commitments, and I want to kind of just break down first and foremost what that means for the company.
Yeah, so we had originally acquired from American Science and Technology the essential core IP, let's call it the core, technology and intellectual property associated with this, organosolve. We use an organic solvent, right, to liquefy the wood and allow us to maximize the usage of taking waste wood to fuels. And so this was, the founder and the counterparty that we acquired to, which a very, very good relationship with, was willing to take, equity to, fully and finally settle out, the obligation and did it in a Comstock friendly way. In other words, hey, I'll take some risk with the stock. I'm happy to take stock, but at the same time, if it ends up going up in value and is more, then Comstock can get a return on that. So we're not overpaying for the commitment that we've settled. So that was the one piece. The other piece was we had acquired the minority interest of Linica, which is where we ended up starting our metal recycling business from. So happy to talk about both of those.
Yeah, if you want to break them down a little bit, I mean, obviously AST more on the fuel side and Linico more on the metal side, and how this kind of all encompasses, Comstock's mission here.
Yeah, we'll do that. So, with AST, we had that core IP, but, interestingly, just recently, the patent office has come back to us and told us that one of our major filings for this whole lignocellulosic technology. I mean, we're literally putting together a global platform of being able to take cellulose and lignin from wood and convert it into super high yielding fuels. So we use the term lignocellulosic. We just got notice from the patent office that one of our, really broad, dozens and dozens of claims, was cleared for approval, which even further strengthens his portfolio. We've announced previously that we're working with the National Renewable Energy Lab to extend that technology even further, and they've agreed to give us exclusivity, on those advancements. Renfuel out of Sweden has given us exclusivity, using their esterification process to take that amazing, ligno oil or ligno material into an oil that can blend with vegetable oils, go right into a refining process. And then most recently, Hexas, which has created this remarkable biomass, literally when we think about vegetable oils that the current refineries are using, they can get 2 barrels of oil per acre per year from a soybean. They can get 10 barrels per acre per year from corn. And Hex's biomass can do 100 barrels per acre per year. And we have exclusivity to that IP for fuels, subject to a couple of small pre-existing conditions. We've basically created this integrated, I don't want to say impenetrable, but it feels impenetrable in the way that it would be, in our minds, impossible to replicate the entire chain, the entire solution, in which case we have a well-protected, differentiated thing. And, coming back to your earlier point, American Science and Technology was the was the step one, right? The founding step. But this patent that the patent office just notified us on, getting approval, um, you know, David Winsness, Kevin Chrysler, Raul Babili, Mike Riebel, Milt Riebel. I mean, our core team are all listed, as inventors, in this process. So quite proud of how all of this has come together. Fuels business is really ready to move. I say the last thing is that we just attended the Advanced Biofuel Leadership Conference in Washington, D.C. last week. And remarkably, of the, half a dozen or so really distinctive awards that were put out, Comstock Fuels got four of them, including best product. And then Hex's biomass got one on best feedstock, right? So there's a further validation, right, from the leaders of the bioeconomy that this thing's really coming together in a special way.
Yeah, this sounds incredibly profound, and we'll pass it off to the viewers as always. We'd love to know what you think and consider subscribing as news and catalysts like this hits the wire. Of course, we're going to bring it to you here. But on that note, as always, we look forward to catching you in the next one.